Welcome to the Online Graduate Research Forum for Spring 2016. My name is Ryan Pyka, your presenter. I am a graduate student in the Masters of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies program in the Department of Occupational Workforce and Leadership Studies. The title of my research study is Sustainable Farm-to-Market Food Product Startup. The startup company industry in Austin, Texas is booming and is second only to that of California, Silicon Valley. The sustainable food product market in our area is seeing rapid growth and will continue to thrive as more people come to the area and realize the value of the industry. Sustainability and high-quality products earmark a culture of healthy living and positive values that surround these local businesses. This practicum was designed to go in-depth into this culture and bring out of it an invaluable learning experience. I chose to complete my practicum at a local sustainable food product producer rather than a tech startup because it is an industry that I want to get more involved in personally. The purpose of the practicum is to attain knowledge and experience necessary to form my own sustainable farm-to-market food product startup that is founded on making a great product, treating employees well, and giving back to the community. I chose to conduct my practicum at Round Rock Honey because their vision and goals align with those of my own. Aside from their headquarters, I spent many practicum hours at local farmers markets, the HEB distribution warehouse for our area, and local beehives. During the practicum, I focused on 4 learning objectives, which were to oversee product production throughout its entire life cycle, from creation to delivery to customer, develop working knowledge of state and local laws relevant to food processing and distribution, learn how to brand food products to create customer recognition and influence buying decisions, and to learn how to plan and budget for bringing a new product to market. Through the practicum experience, it was my intention to learn how to form a successful, sustainable food product startup with a small initial budget, create a company based on an idea that I'm passionate about, give back to the community and build something more than just a food product, and have the learning experience of a lifetime that'll benefit myself and others for years to come. Getting to know and become part of the Round Rock Honey family has been an incredible experience. I knew they were good people from the start, but never could have imagined just how amazing they really are. Every aspect of the business is founded on passion, positivity, and seeking to be part of the greater good. I recall stopping by the office one Friday after working all day at my full-time job, and I was welcomed with bright eyes and open arms. We opened up some local wine and talked about business and life with a handful of employees there. Everyone there was so cheerful, and you could really see how happy they are to work for such a fantastic company. The local farmers markets and startups have willingly opened their doors to me and allowed me to become fully immersed in what they do. While attending the Sustainable Food Center market at Sunset Valley and the Lone Star Market and Bee Caves, I have found myself in many conversations with the market managers and vendors who left their corporate jobs to work there or are simply like-minded in being part of the greater good for our community. I now see why Conrad and Elizabeth chose to start Round Rock Honey at the local markets. The business knowledge and tips they have given me have been astounding, and I thank them very much for sharing as often as they do. Last but not least, the final highlight I want to share from my practicum experience is from attending the Round Rock Honey Beekeeping School. We're the largest beekeeping school in the world and have classes all over the U.S. I spent a day with a couple of our beekeepers getting in-depth and hands-on knowledge of beekeeping and bee advocacy. There are so many other highlights that being limited to sharing 3 is difficult. During the practicum, several books and articles have been useful to me. The first book by Strauss, Sagai, and Moskowitz provided me a foundation to developing a food product. My lack of prior knowledge was curbed quickly by this text, and it gave me a basic working foundation of the food product industry. It was very helpful in that I was able to immediately begin holding in-depth conversations with my site supervisors and others in the industry. The book provides the reader with the different approaches to forming a food product and includes topics ranging from research and marketing to technology and management. Without this basic understanding, my learning curve would have been much more difficult to overcome. Ty's article provided me with a foundation for food and agricultural laws and regulations. This article explains how a symbiotic relationship is beginning to form between food and agricultural laws so that it mutually benefits both industries. The farm-to-market or farm-to-table process would not be possible if it weren't for these legal areas working together as one. In discussing laws and regulations with my site supervisor, I realized that the entire industry ebbs and flows based on changes in these areas. A simple change to a regulation in farming or the cottage food product laws could mean that big business, or it could mean a grinding halt to sales depending on what's changed. In this book by Thompson is a go-to guide for developing your own business. It provides numerous examples of successful startups that took both traditional and non-traditional approaches to their creation and implementation. This book was helpful to me when talking to the Practicum site supervisor and owners of Round Rock Honey and other startups and food product business owners because it gave me working knowledge of the business and startup world. This book also helped me to get a better understanding of how a startup can be formed with little to no capital budget and grow from there. The greatest strength of my Practicum has been the connections that I've formed with the sustainable food product industry, farmers markets, local startups, restaurants, and other like-minded entrepreneurs in and outside of our community. I have been fortunate enough to have even made a few global level connections who are interested in future business development with me. The biggest weakness to my Practicum was in my lack of knowledge of these industries prior to the Practicum. Luckily, I located some great resources and had the best Practicum site I could have ever imagined, which helped me to quickly overcome this weakness. I'm very grateful to Round Rock Honey and my site supervisor for working closely with me to ensure that I've had a successful Practicum experience. My Practicum experience has been full of opportunities, which I did my best to grasp as often as possible. I went well over the 120-hour limit that is seen on paper, but when you're being confronted with numerous outlets to learn and grow from, you want to take on all of them. Opportunities to work with others and collaborate has not stopped, and I plan to continue to explore those. The greatest threat to my Practicum has been the limitations on time because I work 7 days a week and I'm currently taking a full schedule of graduate courses in unison with doing the Practicum. I've had a lot of difficulty keeping up with the weekly journal and blog posts, but I chose to focus all my time and effort on the hands-on experience, and I've been getting and growing and learning as much as possible from it. It's been great. Upon completion of my Practicum, I've decided to continue to work with Round Rock Honey and continue to learn from them. They have been a wonderful Practicum site, and I will be grateful to them always. I will also continue to learn about and become more involved in beekeeping because I find a lot of joy in it, and I realize how important bees are to us as humans. The takeaways from this experience are too numerous to list, but later this year I'll be founding and launching my first sustainable food product startup and look very forward to what the future holds for it. I hope that in 3 to 5 years from now, all the knowledge I've obtained through this experience will culminate in my startup being successful so that I too can give back to the community on a much larger scale. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about my experience. I will keep you informed through social media as my startup comes into fruition. This concludes my Practicum. On the YouTube page below, please indicate your anonymous preference for this Practicum by clicking on one of these 2 icons. Also, please post your comments or questions in the YouTube comment section below. I'll respond to your inquiries posted between March 28th and April 10th through this webpage. Thank you.